Each year there's a different set of problems. It's not just one thing that is causing the birds an issue each year. This is the rarest penguin in the world. You know, there's very few places. The numbers are to a point now where, you know, it's very concerning, the numbers of yellow-eyes that are left. Ecotourism and viewing of wildlife, particularly yellow-eyes in New Zealand, is huge. And I think people really, they want to come and see, and you've got to allow that to happen at some point. Originally there was just a few hides up on the hill, and then eventually as the birds started to come and spread a little bit further, and there was a need to put more viewing areas in to minimise the effect of people going through there, you had to find a way to get everyone out of sight. And the trench system had to grow just simply because of the volume of people that want to come and see. You know, it went from, you know, a few years ago, one bus load of maybe 30 people want to come out in a day. Now it's, you know, 300 or 400 people a day want to come and see the penguins. We have quite a few unattached males that don't have female partners. There is a couple of females around and about 7 or 8 boys.
Their instinct is to breed. I mean, they want to continue making more little penguins that can carry on. We've got a couple of penguins in the reserve at the moment, Jim and Maggie. Jim being 22 years of age, Maggie being 10. But at the moment we seem to have a wee little bit of a love triangle going on. We've got a young male who's very interested in Maggie. So Jim has had quite a busy summer in trying to keep this male out of his territory. It's pretty hard. I mean, this guy's, he's very, very keen.
My profession is in arboriculture, so trees and tree work and tree climbing. The re-establishment of the habitat for the penguins has been very important throughout the South Island's coastline because a lot of it has been cleared to make way for agricultural purpose. My family arrived here about 150 years ago, cleared about 250 hectares of pristine coastal forest. We established a dairy farm and a life for ourselves here in New Zealand. It does offer the essential ingredients for a penguin nest, which is shade and privacy. They're much more adapted to the cooler temperatures of the water than they are being on the land and out and exposed to the sun, so shade is essential. And being the least social of all the penguin species, privacy is really important to them as well.
The coastline that these penguins live on, the east coast of New Zealand, of the South Island, is very accessible. There are a lot of beaches that people can get down to. They want to see this very unique bird, and they don't understand that these penguins need a lot of space.
For 12 hours people come here, hundreds at a time in the summer, to view the penguins. It's a constant, unrelenting onslaught of unregulated tourists. They will climb the fences. They're supposed to keep people away from the penguins, despite the fact that it says endangered wildlife, keep out. We know this because we've got spy cameras in the colony. They will shout at penguins to make them stand up. They will creep closer and closer and closer to take a perfect photo. They creep closer and closer and closer to get a selfie. And it's unacceptable to go extinct because of overseas tourists.
When people arrived, they started bringing with them dogs, cats, stoats, ferrets. All of those animals do have a direct effect on the penguins.
I'm going to have a look to see if there's anything there. I don't think there is. Oh! We have a ferret. Just remove that and I'll show you what these traps do. I've actually caught a cat in this trap before because it's flicked the box off and tried to get the chicken, but that's okay. Gonna make sure that's a wee bit flatter. So the animal's running across those plates and of course they've just closed up on the animal. I have caught 15 in this trap this year. These traps will be all year round, so I will continue to keep the numbers down.
The thing is with these yellow-eyed penguins, they have to understand what their natural predators are, that being sea lions, sharks, barracuda. A lot of the injuries that we have with these penguins that are coming in are believed to be associated with barracuda, especially around their feet, on their flippers. It's all about them understanding what's in their natural environment and keeping away from their natural predators.
We know how many live on the South Island, and we know they're crashing, and that is our biggest problem. I can make a difference on land. I can't make a difference in the ocean, but I can be on shore, and when a penguin comes home and it's injured because it got away from the barracuda, I can then patch it up, and I can feed it, I can give it antibiotics, I can save its life. We rehabilitate penguins and then release them back into the wild. Over the last 35 years, any penguin that was found starving or sick or injured got rehabilitated and released, and those survived, produced chicks that produced chicks that produced chicks. And that is where I see my job. It's high management, but every penguin counts. This one isn't easy to feed because it has a sore throat and it's not been in for long enough to eat out of my hand. But, do you like some fish? I have fish for you. Hi, baby. Hey. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, sweet. I know. Fish. Yeah, it's so much better. No, I know it hurts, pups. I know. The meds will make it better. Right. Oh, good birdie. If we walk away, the penguins colony here will be extinct. In my opinion, 10 years. It will just keep going down and down and down.
The big challenge is understanding their lives at sea. We know so little about the marine environment, which is an ironic thing because it's, that's where they make their living, that's where they spend most of their time. So where do they go? Why do they go there? What are they eating when they go there? And then what's the dynamics of those prey populations? These are really, really hard questions. We're starting to have the technology now that we can put devices on the penguins. So we can put GPS devices on them, we can find out where they go. We can put time depth recorders so we can find out how deep they're diving and where they're diving. And in the last year or two, we've been putting miniature cameras on the backs of birds. So we can actually see what they see. And that's going to help start us kind of piece together a picture of what's normal, what's different, what do they need, and where the problems lie.
You can see that they're very, very special birds. I mean, I hope they're still here in 10 years' time. I hope they're here in 100 years' time. I think if there's a concerted effort in us understanding what's going on out in the ocean, I mean, not just for the penguins' benefit, but I think for our benefit. We really need to start looking after everything. I think we've just got to stop kind of saying this and just do it.